my name's Allison Bacon, and I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator for the Ossining Union Free School District. And for the entire month of December, we are celebrating Hour of Code. We have some of our older students from AMD and OHS pushing into our elementary schools. So we have our OHS engineering and computer science classes going to Park, Brookside, and Roosevelt, and we have our AMD students going to Claremont. Many of these push-ins are happening in our STREAM classes, but we've had many classrooms invite us in, and we've been able to have our older students help our younger students with coding.
We're doing something called the Hour of Code, where a bunch of kindergarten classes come into the library, and we run them through stations that really introduces them to the idea of coding and robotics.
Yeah, we're here alongside the engineering team, and we're just basically showing them some of the earlier principles of engineering and robotics to just try to spark their interest as early as we can, because it's one of the most interesting fields in the school that I believe.
So we have 3 stations. We've got Cubetto, which is a little cube robot where we have a mat on the floor that has a bunch of obstacles like water, mountains, and trees. And the kids have to use blocks with arrows on them to tell Cubetto where to go on the grid so that he can get to where he wants to go. We've got Unplugged Coding, which is where we have different worksheets with animals, and we show the animals how the kids have to make the animals go with arrows to get to where they want to go. And then we also have this little guy called Sphero, where we can actually let the kids interact with him with like colors, and they can actually drive him around.
Yeah, the cool thing that we have with Sphero right now is that we have a lot of the kids basically having like a miniature race, and at the end of the race they get to jump off a ramp.
So the Hour of Code means to me, like when I was a kid, I remembered coming here and like working on these things, because it like helped me build to where I am today, because it introduced me into new things that I didn't know beforehand.
It really makes me appreciate like how when I was doing this as a kid, I really got introduced into the whole Hour of Code, and it made me want to join robotics program in the high school, which has helped me a lot with college applications and everything like that. So getting this introduction, I think, is valuable for all the kids, so I want to do that for them.
Yeah, I remember this when I was doing Hour of Code. It just got me interested in just, learning how to make some of these games that we saw. So it definitely got me started with making some of these games.
I think it's so lovely that we're introducing like the younger generation to such, in the simplest terms, code, and that they know that this is like a future for them and it's something that they can pursue, and it doesn't just have to be just a month or an hour. It's something that can be their future, and I think it's lovely to start them off young because it gauges that interest as they get older, and then when they get older they can just get into more complicated stuff. So I think Hour of Code is such a nice introduction to all this STEM field, which gets a lot more complicated as you go on.
Well, for me at least, I think it's just with how much more important coding is becoming in the everyday lives of society. Hour of Code is a really important way to get kids to be knowledgeable of that, and potentially help lead them into these career paths to help build the future.